Of the Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 362 of Daily Deck Review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Sentinels playing cards from Theory11. So, no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So here we have the Sentinel playing cards in a matte gray finish tuck box with a little bit of like foiling here on the front of the tuck box. There. So you got Sentinels there with some silver foiling and a little bit of the spade has that silver foiling as well there. And there's a little bit of a sword in the spade there. And it says Theory11 up there. And then you got that kind of matte, dark matte gray finish there, and a little bit of white accents around there for the little pattern. And just playing cards in the ribbon there. And it's lightly textured, so you can feel like a little bit of the texture there. So it's embossed a little bit. On one side it says produced by Theory11. Oh, Sentinels produced by Theory11. Erlanger, Kentucky, U.S. Playing Card Co. And you got some swords there and more detailing. This other side has a little bit more detailing. It says manufactured by the U.S. Playing Card Company. On the bottom, you got a barcode and the old Theory11 logo. Doing that silver foiling. On the back, a little sneak peek of that back done, and it also is lightly textured as well. There's no seal. So, and then on the top, it says designed by Hatch SF Sentinels, and then you got swords there and the more detailed pattern on the tuck flap. You just got some more like detailing there, and there's a little 2 in there for the second edition because they've done that kind of little have those little marks on some other decks there to tell what edition it is, and this is looks like it is the second edition. Then you got a little flower kind of pattern around. Then the inner tuck flaps, it's just that gray on one side. On the other side, you got a little bug there. And then if we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck box, just plain white. Nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with the backline. So here we have a mirrored backline with the standard white border. It's a little bit of a thicker white border. And it's kind of like a black and white kind of colorway. So you got the circle designs on either side. Then you got a little pyramid with the eye there, and you got the little circle with the little 2 in it for the second edition. Unless this has always been on them. I don't have like the first edition. And then you got like that, and then you got a little ribbon there with some kind of language in it, and then the circle design around it, and then more of like there's like a fancy like design there, it's like all the different like squiggly lines and like little ribbon kind of designs there, and then you got that thick white border, and if you flip it over, same design in both directions. But now for the cards you get with the deck. And here we start with the first Joker. It says Joker Joker. And it says plastic coated. Well, these aren't really plastic coated. They have like a maybe a semi kind of plastic coated, but it's pretty much the normal air cushion finish. Maybe. Well, it doesn't say air cushion finish. Yeah, these are older 311 decks, so they could have, I'm not sure what finish they actually have, but it says plastic coated, but they're not like fully plastic. Anyway, then we got the Joker design there. And then you got the custom Joker character kind of juggling there. And then it says the Joker made in the USA. And this is the blue colorway there. And then you got a second Joker, identical Joker, just in that red colorway. So all the letters and the font is red there. And the Joker itself is red there. And then we got a double backer of that back design. Then we got the old school Theory11 ad card there with the old logo there. And these are from 2010 because it says copyright 2010 to Theory11. And then we get to that custom Ace of Spades there, which is that custom spade design there. With the sword, it's pretty much the same one we saw on the front of the tuck box, just more of like a grayish tan kind of colorway there. You got that kind of fancy design inside the spade, and then you got the little floral design of flowers around it, and it's like the U.S. Playing Card Co. United States of America. Then you got the custom font and pips there in the corners, and all the spades have that kind of more sharper design to it. It's less rounded because like the little stem and the top of the spade are more pointy. There, and you got the custom numbers. That goes throughout the rest of the spades. And then once you start getting like, you got to the 6, and then there's normal spades, like the custom spades. But when you get to like the 7 and above, as you can see, the middle spade there has a little bit of an outline around it. So the ace through 6 does not have that little border. Well, I guess the 2 to 6. And then the 7 and above have that little border. Because then the 8 has it, and the 9, and the 10. But then we get to the Jack, Queen, King of spades, fully custom there. They're in that kind of blue and kind of like tan kind of colorway there. And they're fully stylized. There, they all have some kind of little sword there. They all have lots of detail there. And then we get to the diamonds here. The ace of diamonds does have that little border around it there. And so it's that custom, lightly custom diamond design. Nothing like too crazy custom, but still definitely lightly customized there. And then there's, you got that. And then I guess the 5 has the little border. But then, and then the 7 through 10 also has that little border. Then you got the core cards once again, Jack, Queen, King, fully custom there in the red and tan kind of colorway there. A fully custom stylized design. And then the clubs are also that kind of stylized design, just in that tan and blue colorway. And then the clubs also have that little border there for like the 10 and the same number of cards there. But they're that custom club design. And lastly, the hearts. Once again, that custom stylized design there. So all the detail and little extra added parts to it. And they're just in that tan and red colorway. And the hearts, pretty much the same as the other cards there, just in the custom heart design, with some of the cards having that little border around some of the suits. Well, now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. Well, I'm gonna say pretty nice springs. They're not like overly stiff, which is pretty nice. They got a nice flex to it. Nice flex there. They're decently bendy. They're not like super stiff, but they're not like super flexible at the same time. Like more like a medium kind of thickness to it. Pretty nice. Nice smooth springs. Now onto the fans. Well, as you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see some of the pips and numbers, just the way the cards are kind of like the pips are kind of more, the numbers are kind of more in to the cards instead of like towards the corner, so it's a little bit harder to see the pips, but they still spread pretty evenly. Now on to the Pharaoh. And they interlocked away super smoothly there. Now for a giant fan of that back design. And now time for the reverse Pharaoh. The reverse Pharaoh is not as smooth. I definitely had to slightly push them together, but they interlocked away pretty nicely there. Now for a giant fan of the faces. And now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. a lightly softer kind of riffle to it, but they're not too bad. They're pretty like smooth though, still, just a little bit softer there, but they're still pretty nice. They work pretty much every time. No issues there with the riffle shuffles or bridge shuffles. Now time for a few packet cuts. Well, they pretty nice packet abilities there. They're a little slippery, a little bit, not like too crazy though. Overall, pretty good packet abilities. Nothing like overly crazy though. Most decks pack it pretty much the same. There's not really much to say too much about the packet ability. Now for that one-handed cut, or surely a cut. And now time for the dribble. We got the pretty smooth dribbles. They feel pretty similar either way, but I think they might be lightly more grip with the back design up. Let me just Yeah, you definitely got more grip with the back design up and less with the faces up. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, I gotta say, another fantastic deck of cards from Theory11. I know it's definitely one of their older decks, but it still holds up today. Like, you got that fantastic tuck box there. What's that kind of like one kind of colorway kind of style there? What's like the gray, black, and white kind of? But there's a little bit of silver there, like a silver, gray, and white kind of tuck box, which is still pretty nice there. And then you got that back design there, which is that kind of black and white kind of colorway. There's that kind of circle design with like the little triangle with the eye there. Which looks pretty nice there. Still holds up fantastic. Definitely not one of like super crazy detailed decks now, because they're doing all these like fancy like licensed decks with like the crazy tuck boxes. But for back then, these are fantastic. And you got those custom court cards there, which look fantastic as well. And then you got the lightly custom font for the pips there, like the suits there. So nothing like too crazy. Still pretty like standard, but also custom at the same time, which is not a bad thing. I always like it's not bad to have a little bit of customization. And then for the handling, these handle fantastic. The Jokers did say on it, plastic. Yeah, if I look, Joker, right here it says plastic coated, but they don't really feel that plasticky there. But they were using slightly different kind of like stock and finishes back then, back a couple years ago. But they still handle fantastic. No issues with the handling, spread pretty smoothly. And there's no clumpiness to them, which is pretty nice. So overall, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 362 of your daily deck review. This has been the Sentinel playing cards from Theory 11. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!